All right, we're going to figure out what kind of train wreck this is going to be.
Ooh.
It's that day.
Wow. Wow. So, I don't know about y'all, but I'm really to commit war and then get hammered. So
Yeah,
I guess that's the requirements that we need around here. How you doing? Welcome back, big guy.
Yeah.
I know.
Big Jim is back on the
It's
mic.
like, it's tough. It's summer. You know,
It is.
It's
Summer's
the end
insane.
of September.
Well, I know.
Wasn't that the end of summer?
Well, here it's still fucking 97 degrees out.
That's
so
true.
It's awful.
But it feels like a really nice 97.
Well, when it was 100,
Yeah, that's what everybody seems to
now
be
all of a
telling
sudden
themselves.
it feels
It's
nice.
ridiculous.
Still
yeah,
hot.
it's still a ridiculous
Yeah,
thing.
it's
but
just not as warm in the morning. But then it gets to peak stupidity, and then
We're supposed to be getting that.
yeah, we
supposedly
would
in like 7 or 10 days.
Yeah,
we're
it's
supposed to
been
get
7
this,
to 10 days.
This big. Canada's, I guess, supposed to fucking drop its dick on our forehead or
yeah,
something.
no.
Like, I don't
Is it really?
It's seriously, they're saying that we're
They've been
supposed to see
saying
like
that shit.
into the
Oh,
50s.
it's gonna cool off after the 11th. Now it's gonna cool off after the 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah, bullshit.
Now they're saying like in the next 7 to 10 days, there's this giant
Okay.
It's
cold
fucking
penis
hell's
that's
asshole.
gonna come down.
Well,
It's
they do
fucking-
that. San Antonio does that. Like I remember one time I was like walking to a restaurant and it was like 80 degrees at night, and then I was walking home and it was like 50 fucking degrees.
Now this is
and it
supposed to like
just
we're
drops.
supposed
I'm
to
just
get
like,
like
what the fuck?
we're supposed to get this big push and it's supposed to drop us into the 50s and da 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 da.
Well, it needs to feel like fall. I
And
hate
the-
seeing fucking Halloween and it's like 98. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
But every year we see the weather pattern and we're supposed to get this thing that pushes down and it gets to about Nebraska
it stops.
and then Texas just kind of looks at it and is like,
I
no,
wish that was us.
no. And then it's just like, okay, we'll just stay here. And then you see like Nebraska and parts of Oklahoma, and it's like, we got 6 feet of snow. And we're like, really? Because I'm in shorts.
People being
like,
mauled
it's-
by polar bears, but
Yeah,
not here.
not
Okay,
here.
No.
And here we got the
Yeah.
chupacabra
I'm down here in the fucking,
in
the
hell's,
Hawaiian print, just going like,
in
Merry
hell's
Christmas.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Might as well move to Australia.
I'm sure the
Yep.
only time it gets fucking shitty is on your wedding.
so based on the sounds of the voices that you're hearing,
Yeah.
that's Big Jim. That's Beer Jim, and I'm Jazz.
Hey.
And we're here to disappoint you with yet another episode of Warhammer.
Cheers.
But before we get into the rest of what we do here, there's some big fucking love we got to
Yep.
give to Beer Jim over
Oh,
here.
we're going to do it, huh?
So this tasty beverage I have in my hand right here
Somebody's got to win some shit.
Yeah,
is
right.
probably,
Most likely.
most likely the best amber beer in the world.
Best American amber lager in the world. Yes.
I didn't fucking stutter.
Okay,
Fight me.
fine. Fight me. 2 feet on the ground, 10 toes pointing at you.
I don't even go.
Come at me.
Come tell me I'm wrong. But GABF just which stands for
The Great American Beer Festival.
which is there's Jim and I talk about this a lot offline.
Yeah, this could also be like Jim's Beer Corner. We could talk about competitions and shit.
But I want to separate it from that just for the purposes of you deserve your fucking kudos, man.
Thank you.
There's a couple of competitions out there that, not to sound fucking uppity or whatever, they matter more. They're just more important. It's
Yes.
the World Beer Cup,
Yes.
GABF.
Yeah.
What's the Euro one?
No, there's the World Beer Cup, which is the worldwide. There's GABF, and then the third one is the U.S. Open Beer Competition. Those are the three.
There you go. And for the craft beer world, that's your Grand Slam. Your what's the horse one? The
Kentucky
Cup?
Derby?
Kentucky Derby?
No, the Cup. But if you win all three,
The Perkins
Oh, the fucking Triple Crown.
Crown.
the Triple Crown, like those.
Also in baseball, there's a Triple Crown.
Yeah.
So will you go next year because you won this year?
No,
to
I'm
defend
never
your-
going to GABF.
to defend. Where was it this year?
It's always in Colorado.
No, he's saying, are you gonna enter again? Are you gonna try and defend the
no,
title?
Oh yeah.
But you're not going to
100%.
go and to try to like.
No, okay. I am gonna go. So there's the three big competitions. One is so the World Beer Cup is more an industry centric competition, which matters a lot more to if you're in the industry. That's like a holy shit, you won because
Industry
big-
people said it.
yeah because it's because it's big breweries enter it.
Yeah.
Like all the German breweries enter it. All of the all these really like
This is like-
Weinstefaner, Paulaner, they enter it. Like this is a big deal.
So this is like the whole, like the Academy Awards. You have to be an Academy member, which means you have to be a member of the industry to be able to vote for the Academy Awards.
Right.
So it's only the people that actually produce film get to vote for what
Exactly.
film is
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
And then you have like,
The SAG.
well, no, those are only members too. But you do have the People's Choice Awards, which is like
Yeah.
You just go to a website and you vote and you go like, I think this one's the best. And they're like, thanks, Cletus.
Yeah, exactly.
then they
it means
fucking-
nothing.
yeah.
But it
But-
means less.
But when the industry,
Yes.
it's nothing but also dudes that they
know.
just do this. And everybody there's a subject matter expert. And all of those subject matter experts go like, that one. That's the best fucking one.
So I will be probably next year. We'll be going to the World Beer Cup for two reasons. One is because I respect it's. I think it's the best competition around, and then also it's a huge conference. So it's
also
the
in
Craft Brewers
Vegas.
Conference, and it's also in Vegas this year.
Ah,
So those are
That
two
makes it easy from
really
here.
big easy reasons.
So when my friend looked at me, he was like, you want to go to the World Beer Cup? It's in Vegas. And I was like, yeah, I think probably that.
Yeah, all right, fine. And then there is GABF, which is considered the second biggest, but the biggest in the United States. And I probably won't ever go to GABF just because the Great American Beer Festival is that. It is a beer festival.
yeah.
It's a big-ass drunk show. It's a shit show for like an entire week in Denver. And
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
been there, done that, have a T-shirt kind of thing. So I don't know if I'll ever go to that. But the other one I will. And then the U.S. beer competition or the U.S. open beer is private. They don't allow anyone coming to it. Because it
When
happens
is that?
over. That is spring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So-
And that one's fun because it is not only professionals, it's also amateur and home brewers
Oh, that's
enter
cool.
it. So you're going against a larger swath of
kinda cool.
brewers.
Yeah.
So we've
So-
taken awards or gold or silver in all three of those competitions.
Yep. So, but you just took home the gold.
The
right?
gold
The
at GABF, which
GABF
is
said that's the best one in the world right there.
Yeah.
That was the
yeah, and
as
if you-
good as it gets.
yeah. I threw my beer again
Yeah,
because that's what I do. It's
tradition.
Apparently,
it's tradition at this point.
it's tradition at this point for me to punt my beer. that I'm
But
drinking.
I'm really happy for you, man.
Thank you.
I think it's awesome. If you're in the greater San Antonio market, you can get hometown a lot of fucking places.
Yeah, and
It-
that's
it, like
and that's something I want to talk about with the hometown lager is that a lot of times people make beers for this competition. Like, hey, we're going to make this special beer. They kind of look at the competition, they look at who entered what, who won what, and then be like, okay, we're going to be making a historical style, a Kentucky Common or something like that, and enter it. But you only make it one time for the entering thing. Our beer, on the other hand, is available 24/7. So I think that's
yeah, and I mean
really,
like,
really
That's a
special.
big deal, and I think
It's a
it's
big-
kind of
yeah.
unfair to.
but it's on a
I think it's fucking bullshit that you can just make a specialty beer for a fucking competition.
yeah.
yeah.
Instead of
And that's
like-
the thing with this is that like literally, if you're in the greater San Antonio area, it's in every HEB.
yeah.
Like go in, grab a 6-pack, walk out with it.
Walk out of it, you have the best
And-
amber lager in the world.
Yeah, like we're not talking about like.
So how soon before your labeling says
We're not going to change the labeling because unfortunately GABF and World Beer Cup says you can only use the labels for 1 year.
That's like a whole nother conversation. Like, can you do like shelf talkers or any of that? Kind
Yeah,
of stuff?
yeah,
But I
and
think
that's
that depends
something.
on whether or not your retailer would let you. Do
Yeah,
it.
it's a whole different thing. So
If you bring me a shelf talker,
yeah,
we'll put it up.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just have like little stacks of medals and stuff on top of
Yeah.
our tap.
I just want to have a little hat
I like it.
on the tap.
Just
handle.
a winning
It's
hat.
It's just a little hat.
it's not a bad idea.
I like it.
It just
But
fits
anyway,
on the tap
we're
handle.
getting a lot of so beer week's coming up in San Antonio on the 21st of October, and we've already been invited to several events that are GABF only events.
It's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king. It's good to be the king.
Really happy for you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Seriously.
I really
like
appreciate it.
it's. So, anyways, this is Warhammered, brought to you by the brewery that makes the best beer in the world. Second Pitch Beer Company, which you can find on all the socials and all over the fucking beer internet right now because, like I said, gold medal, best beer in the world.
Yeah.
One
One of these days, I'm gonna wear all my medals to the show.
should.
I have like 7. I'm just gonna be walking in and be like, what?
Yeah.
Is this wrong?
Like
is this
that
wrong?
swimmer.
Yeah, exactly.
What's his name? Phelps.
Yeah, we don't want to mention him.
Mike, you'll come bursting through a
through
wall.
fucking-
and-
yeah.
It's also brought to you by BattlePub Games, battlepub.com.
Best gaming store in the world,
Possibly.
most
Possibly.
likely.
Most likely. Most likely. So yeah, we discuss gaming and nerd shit here at A.
Wave top level.
There you go. And the only other thing we talk about here is libations. And to lead us on that little quest, there's no one better than the man with the crown.
Ooh,
The the Sultan of swagger.
So this works if he's wearing all his medals.
Yeah. I should just ching ching
The
ching ching ching.
the Huggy Bear of beer.
The cuddly inner center.
Right
Creamy
here.
center of,
Revelation. Yeah, Jesus.
On Jim's Beer Corner.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. We don't even actually have a beer to drink.
Yeah, we don't have a beer to
we have
drink.
ice and whiskey. Like that's
Yeah, we
that's
decided
We
it's
kind of
been
bearded
that-
all up with your win.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah,
we did the beer thing.
No, absolutely. I
so,
think we were all kind of done with it, and we were just like, "Fuck, we need."
Yeah, but I didn't do the music. I had to do the music.
No, of course. I
Yeah.
100%.
Like I said,
understand.
much better with your actual medallion.
medallions.
yeah.
I'll bring them next
Should
time.
make him a big fucking chain.
I know.
Just put
Well,
them
they're
all
on
in
my
one.
wall. Like we have like a shadow box made. I'll just bring the shadow box
No,
next
like
time.
a
There you go.
fucking-
And just have it sit
There you
next
go.
to
Like
me,
a big
like it's a
fucking-
date.
You know what I was thinking? Instead of like a whatever, you should get a tap of you, like a bobblehead of you, and then like with the medallion, and that goes on the fucking bear thing.
Every time you pull the beer handle back,
That's actually a great
That's
idea.
ama-
I'm a huge
that would
fan
be the
idea.
best.
But he's
Tap
got it's got the
handle.
medallions, so
Yeah.
like they don't have to be free, but they could like make a noise.
Oh my god, a bobblehead tap handle is the
Say
best idea I think I've ever
copyright.
heard.
2003.
Oh, that's great.
You heard it. You heard it right here first.
TM trademark C.
Yeah.
I'll
circle.
fucking sue you into the ground. if you
Usage
take my-
rights,
Yeah.
bitch.
Fuck you, Disney. I'll sue you.
Yeah. Usage rights. That's actually fucking.
I like that
That's
actually a
I'll
lot.
trade you the head
So
of
when
Kathleen
what we're gonna
Kennedy
do-
for fucking the right to bobblehead.
The there's the bobbleheads that have like the suction cup on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, suction cup it on top of the tap handle and just.
No,
have
I
it
think
just-
we should. I think we find how to make one just for hometown.
Just like a,
Yeah,
a fucking
no,
plastic.
I'm
I bet you a
100%.
3D printer, but but it's got the metal and it's got you like
yeah, it's a.
it's
Yeah,
black.
just me going like
Basically
this.
this. Like
Yeah.
I'm like
then
just how he looks right here.
And then it's your head,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
with the second pitch hat on, so it
Yeah.
still says second pitch on top of the
and
handle.
then just.
And then you pull it, and it's just.
Yeah. I know. I'm in. I want it.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you, Big Jim.
Absolutely,
that's
buddy.
Amazing.
Congratulations. You're now the head of marketing.
Dude, I've got you.
Yeah, there's no
I just need a 3D
salary
printer. I
or
just got a 3D.
anything
I just
for
need
it.
I just need a 3D printer, baby. I'll go nuts.
I got 3 of them.
Of course he does.
I mean, you might get some dicks there.
It's
sometimes.
fine. Just I'm gonna 3D
Your
print it.
your bobblehead's gonna have the biggest dick you've ever seen. It's just.
That's where the metal has off of it.
And
It's like
it's just it's all the metals just hanging off of
it
it.
got from a great idea to like, why does my tap handle have a penis?
this. Well, that's where we're always.
you
Why
had
do you
this-
have a big black penis with just metals hanging from
You
it?
didn't know that every time you win a global length level, your dick grows 1 inch. He's got 7 of them.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, plus all three plus
They'll be pierced throughout your turgid.
yeah, no, that,
ribbed for her pleasure.
it went from a baby bell to a wheel of cheese.
Perhaps your balls will be gold embossed.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Be
Brass
amazing.
balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's everything has gotten better. So we've gone from a bobblehead of my face to
No,
just
it's still a bobblehead.
of my face.
No,
No, but now
it's
it's
a
just a
whole
penis.
it's a whole
Maybe the
bobblehead.
bear comes from the tip. Okay.
Right? it's an entire bobblehead.
Right, no,
But then
yeah.
coming off the front of the like the bobblehead's crotch
Facing the
is
audience.
a dick. That and all of
I-
your metals are just hanging off of that.
So
I
when
don't-
you pull it back and you pull it forward, it just kind of.
Yeah, it just thrusts out. It's just
This is a great idea. Thank you guys.
you're welcome. Sam, I'm going to send you sketches for approval.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a great idea.
Oh, brilliant.
These are the fucking rabbit holes we get on. People thought they were going to learn
Uh,
something. They're like, we're going to watch Warhammer. They're going to talk about some shit. We're going to learn about fucking something or other nerd shit. Nope.
Bobble dicks.
Nope.
Bobblehead
Bobblehead.
was a fucking cocks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're doing today. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
so
All right,
anyway,
shifting gears.
So Jim's beer corner was about Jim being a fucking beer badass.
Yep.
Yeah,
in the
I'm okay
meantime,
with
we're
that.
going to shake out some ice and drink Jameson.
Yeah.
I'll
If
do
you
that
don't know
for
what
you guys
Jameson
right now.
is, I don't know.
can't help
I don't know
you.
how to help you. Like it's Irish whiskey. I don't. I guess I mean, I had an idea for what we should do about Jameson, and then I'm just like, can we just drink it and talk about something else? I don't want to.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Well,
Yeah, dude.
we're going to launch another segment. What grinds your gears? Because you have a fucking topic that's
Oh, yeah,
grinding
so-
your fucking gears. I can get on board with this one. Probably
if
lose
you
some
have
audience members.
if you have listened to this show before, every once in a while, one of us will decide that there is something going on in the nerd world that we're fucking done
We've
with.
had Call of Duty,
we've
right?
had, yeah,
We've
we've
done
had
Call
two
of
by
Duty.
Big Jim.
We've done Star Wars.
Yeah, both of them Big Jim.
Fuck
led.
that bitch. Anyway,
We've done a couple of topics that's just we're not a big fucking fan, and Beer Jim has one.
Yeah, I got one.
So we're
But I
going
can
to,
get on board with this one. Though.
Okay, so
Yeah,
right now,
I don't blame you on this one.
Warhammer TV has a fantastic show coming out right now, and then their first 2 episodes are done. The Pariah Nexus, and it involves the Salamanders chapter, which is a fantastic, interesting lore chapter, and it has to do with Necrons and all this kind of stuff. But god damn it, Games Workshop, why does every piece of lore you are putting out right now for the past like 2 years have to include the Sisters of Battle? I'm fucking done with them.
It's like Kathleen Kennedy took over Warhammer.
It's not so much. They're just badly written too.
They're badly written.
They're
They
badly written. They're
completely
not interesting.
None of their A team has written
Yeah.
their novels, so you're getting them in that archaic language we always talk about. Like,
Yeah.
why do they talk like this when Warhammer, the good books, have moved all away
Yep,
from these
yep.
people speaking like they're in
Gosh,
13th century.
I have to
Yeah.
do this
Yeah.
for the Emperor.
Yeah, and they only do that like in formal environments, and then as soon as they're
Right.
out of the formal environment, it falls into
good writers may do
casual
that.
talk.
Yeah.
And this one,
It's
though,
just
the
so
other thing with
bad
the
writing.
sisters is that it's apparently, according to the lore and the
Yeah.
way they write these things, there are apparently these named characters that are just uber powerful that are out there just reshaping the empire.
Yeah.
But you look at the rest of the story arc, and they're nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's not fuck all that's happening because
Yeah.
some sister solved a problem or started a problem or
Or
It's not really
always-
pushing
Yeah,
the
it
fucking
doesn't push the
push the
narrative.
stick,
It's
yeah.
just they're just kind of shitty placeholder characters.
they're also, I'm not gonna lie, cool plastic, but
Yeah.
in the game,
Yeah.
they fucking suck. And I literally think it might be, hey, if we just keep hammering the lore that the sisters are out there and there's all this stuff, maybe people will keep getting duped into buying this fucking army because
Yeah. Well, I
it's
remember
no good.
several years back when the army first came out and they did the new sculpts, and then it was everyone is like Sisters of Battles, great, like everything wanted it. But then, when you kind of flesh out the lore, they're very one-sided and they're not very interesting, and like it's just all like this huge amount of like for the Emperor, God bothers.
They're angry as shit.
They're
all
angry
the time.
as shit.
it's
and,
Catholic guilt with a sword.
yeah, and it's just
And that's the way it's built.
and
It,
it's exhausting. And this isn't like gender bashing or anything like that. It's just a
It's
straight
poorly
up
written.
It's poorly written, bad.
Because they're not
lore.
the A team guy. Apparently, the guys that can really write for Black Library probably are like, yeah, this is not something, but we'll give it to the new guys or whatever. And the new guys are just like 3 or 4 years behind as far as how the novels have sort of progressed to like speaking normally. Like that's
Yep,
the biggest
yep.
thing. Like Dad Adams does such a great job of having these guys speak fucking like people from the 41st fucking millennium. Like not like 13th
Yeah,
century
not
in a
like
monastery.
dickheads, yeah.
Like it's just it's stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
there's this
just
confusion that High Gothic is apparently this like Shakespearean level of speech, and it's like
No, Gothic
No.
is actually Latin.
Yeah,
like
it-
High Gothic
it's
is Latin,
Latin, right?
it-
Yeah.
but the
which Jess knows.
anyways, but the High Gothic, even into Low Gothic, like the speakable version of it,
Yeah,
shouldn't be this insane formality of language. Like
Every
it's
time
still
they
just
open, and
functional.
it's hard to read because it's like I don't need a Shakespearean soliloquy every fucking time.
Yeah.
you open your mouth.
These guys are like, we're gonna go kill those guys. Just say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like so the newest episode, I'm not, spoiler alert if you're gonna watch it or whatever. Like a salamander is like, because salamanders have always been part of their shtick is that they are extremely humanity friendly.
Yeah,
They will go out of their way, and they're the only people in the 41st millennium
to not
in the
burn down a
military.
planet of 9-year-olds.
Yeah, to not burn down a planet of 9-year-olds because there's like one chaos person there.
I do
You
love
might
them
have
though.
been
We were
there.
talking
They
about this
got a
the other day
hint
at the
of-
bar.
Yeah.
And I love the ones where it's like, come child, stand behind me
Yeah.
while I melt this motherfucker to the ground. And
yeah,
it's just like,
but at least like at
Holy
least they just
shit.
make sure like some of the kids like are okay. I'm like that's their big thing is they want to like they believe that the regular humanity is there to serve the emperor, so therefore you have to protect humanity. That's like my fucking job, which is all right,
which is actually their job.
which is actually their job. But a lot of Space Marines now just like nope, my job is to kill everything and let the
We
emperor
kill
sort it out. Yeah.
everything we see.
Well, and that's I think that actually goes back to the whole sisters thing. Is it's like okay, cool. You want to write all these stories about these epic sacrifices and whatever.
Right.
Because one,
Everything's an epic sacrifice.
every single one of their stories ends up with like there's one chick left.
Yep.
And she's standing there and she finds some statue that's long forgotten. And she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and she falls to her knees and then somebody comes in and just fucking decapitates her and we're supposed to celebrate this epic sacrifice. But I can't tell you what the fuck purpose they serve.
Yeah. I'm right there
Like
with you.
they haven't written that either. And it's like, what, at least like, yes, the empire has completely fallen to crazy bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I can tell you what everybody does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't tell you what the fuck the sisters
I mean, what
do.
should they
what-
like? You know, you get a squad of Space Marines backing up a fucking regiment of fucking dudes. Go do that. Go back up with the zeal and the fucking say some prayers and get these guys pumped up to go fucking run at machine
Yeah.
guns.
Right. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
that now.
Which they already do with the IG.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
So
you've
the
got
IG has the psycher chick. They're like low psychers or whatever that go and they do the whole like, I'm gonna tickle your morale balls so that
Yeah.
you go out there and you're willing to go fucking die
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
emperor.
Yeah.
Like, why
or
don't
you get
the,
commissars who just point their weapons at you.
but why don't
anyway.
the sisters do that? Why don't the sisters show up and be like, oh no, we're the guard retinue for these women that
Yeah.
are attached to
Yeah.
these billions of fucking guardsmen?
What is it you do here, Bob?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bob. I'm a people person.
Yeah,
I talked to the engineers.
but they don't.
No, you don't.
Like, I can't tell you what they do. Like, I know what the Inquisition does.
Yeah. I know what Space Marines do.
I know what the Assassinorum does.
Yep.
I know what the Adeptus Astartes does.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I know what the High Council does. Like,
They're
I
just
know
another army, but they are not. They always,
But
yeah,
they're
they always seem to get murdered to the last
to
person.
the
who's-
last person.
Yeah,
And it always ends with, as
Yeah.
she stood there gazing upon this statue,
gets
Of
run
some
she has
martyr
memories
everyone
of,
fucking
of
forgotten of.
Yeah.
Saint Gertrude. And it's like, who?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like it's somehow they're like supposed to be this modern fighting force, but have this ridiculous history
Yeah.
of martyrs. And it's like,
But
what?
Well, they do have a bunch of martyrs because they're not good at their
They
job.
all die.
Yeah.
I want to know. They always all die to the last person. Who the fuck is telling everybody what happened?
Sometimes though they do
true,
have it
yeah.
like there was one where like,
Like,
they can do some like psychic thing where they fucking know the fucking lineage or some bullshit. There was in one of the goddamn books which I
Yeah.
stopped reading after 30
but
pages.
they don't do
because
anything.
of the same fucking
The
thing.
first time I ever got really interested on it was when you find out about the sisters Rapintia.
Yeah. Those
And I'm
are
like,
fun.
okay, what's the deal with this? And they're like, oh, these are ones that feel like they weren't pinned
Good enough, yeah.
enough.
Oh great.
And so they strip their armor and then they write all their sins down.
oh yeah.
And then they wear them in streamers and then go into combat wearing nothing but paper with a chainsword. And that's how they go fight. And it's like, you know what? Reverse this. You don't fall to that. If you want to be a sister, that should just be the trial.
Yeah.
I want to be a sister of battle. Cool. You're going to take the
kinda like
words of the emperor and you're going to staple them to your skin. And you've got to go fight in this war
Yeah.
with
And
a
if you
sword and paper. And if you don't die,
They will make your sister battle.
we'll start training you to be a sister.
Yeah, you made
Like,
it.
Then I'd be like, okay, so every single one of these bitches is just bad. Or like you
Yeah.
you hard like woodpecker lips. Not, oh no, I'm not righteous enough.
Yeah.
So
And
now I'm gonna go
you're
show
in a
that I'm a
fucking
badass.
battlefield, right? You're a fucking Joe. You're sitting in a fucking pile of mud. Your buddy's fucking been lazed to death. You got shitbag Nurgle dudes coming at you, and the Sisters of Battle show up, and they run at the fucking assholes with a chainsaw and nothing on. That does nothing for me. Oh, you're gonna die for the Emperor,
It's like, okay.
motherfucker. I'd like to live for the
Just
Emperor.
looking at it, going
Yeah.
like, bitch, I'd have given you my helmet. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you- oh,
Like,
she's gone.
just watch her,
Oh.
just be like, that was weird.
that was the fucking weirdest thing I've seen today.
Everything about him is weird. It's that
weird.
whole like, we're gonna play hymns from space.
yeah.
Why? What? Why?
First of all, there's no sound in space.
yeah.
Like besides
And then
that.
we're gonna drop churches.
But anyway, but anyway, going back to the show. So the salamander like finds a bunch of refugees and like is like, all right, fine, you guys follow me. Like, let's get to bat. Like, we'll figure this shit out. And he sees like a sister battle. Sister battle is like, oh, you're gonna let these like these wretches like follow you around. We should kill them right now. And like points a gun at a salamander. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? No, you do not. Like, that's the best way to die. Fucking right there. Like
now,
she
now I
wanted to
know why they
kill-
die so much.
Yeah, now she wanted to kill all of these people, and the salamander's
not
like,
good at it,
fucking
what they
no.
do.
Like, there's no reason to fucking kill these people. And I'm just tired of that story arc of just like, I am so hardcore into the Emperor that I am blind to humanity, and I will soon wake up and be reborn into humanity and
Yeah, well,
realize
good
people are
luck
good.
fucking-
And it's just like, I get the redemption arc. Okay, cool. Let's keep it going. Like, I don't care anymore.
Life is miserable enough in the 41st millennium.
Yeah.
Let's not fucking murder people who just got their
home blown
invaded.
up. Yeah.
And
exactly.
I can't. Nothing about their story. It's just like a lot of it's pretty metal. Like the
Dropping cathedrals,
like dropping a cathedral from space, or like
pretty metal.
or like you have a rocket launcher that's built like a rocket
Yeah, into an organ.
thing that's like built
Because
around a
they're
pipe
fucking-
organ
I
with
mean,
a
let's face
with a
it.
fucking stained glass window in it. I'm like, it's metal.
They're
metal.
a fucking
Like,
13-year-old boy's fucking fantasy. You got some chick with teased up hair, big boobs, fucking wearing leather and armor
And
with a
shooting
gun
missiles.
and
Yeah.
a sword, probably riding a bike or some bullshit with spikes all over it.
Yeah.
And that's usually you see all the
yeah,
fucking
dude, it's the cover of Heavy Metal magazine.
Exactly.
It's just
in 45 different ways. But yes.
yeah, and
It's
it's
the
like
exact same thing, and but it gets very
Repetitive.
and tiring for anyone above the age of 13.
well, and this we all know that poster, the whole like the Heavy Metal poster of her standing on the back of a dragon in the non-armor holding the sword.
Well,
and
yeah,
shit.
a lot
It's
of
like,
them aren't wearing fucking armor, like pieces of armor, so it's not even practical when you see these pictures of them. You're like, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
well, and then it's just and they're
just-
trying so hard to be Space Marines that you almost just want to go like, okay, the try hard story isn't working for me. And they're like, well, we don't
Yeah.
have a Primarch, but we have this chick that we stuck in power armor
Yeah.
that looks like the load lifter from fucking Alien. Like, but it has Primarch level strength. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, it
it
doesn't.
doesn't.
Yeah, it
you are
doesn't.
still just
It's still a
some
machine.
chick in that machine.
Yeah.
Like, so when he
Still gotta
pops you
plug-
like a grape, I don't think
I
anybody
don't
cares
have to
anymore.
fucking plug in fucking Lehman Russ. Maybe
Yeah.
give him some beer, but
Right.
I don't have to plug his ass in.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's
I don't know.
stupid.
It's frustrating, and I'm tired that every like Dawn of Fire books, they've done 6 of them now, has this character in it every time, and I'm just like, can we just skip over that character?
Yeah.
Like
They're-
I get you guys are really pushing the whole theocracy. Emperor is like going to be a god
And I
thing,
get like
and
the
that's
more
way
you
you're gonna
worship
lower
the emperor, the more power, or there's
get
more
I
of
get
that
it,
stuff.
but just-
But there's enough people doing that. Like they're
Yeah.
killing the psychers. Like that's the way to get the fucking energy. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Well, and everybody's worshiping anyways. What is the 12 chicks in the Sister of Battle gonna do? Like they're not doing anything.
do a
And
hell
then
of a
when you
lot
look
better
at
on
where
the
they
battlefield if they're fucking supporting a fucking regiment of fucking
Yeah.
Kriegs fucking
or weren't
whatever.
it almost feels like they are looking to sacrifice. Like
Yes.
it's just like
Yes,
like,
they
let's
are looking
die.
for
Like,
a good
figure a way
death.
to die. Like
yeah,
no,
that's not helping even the emperor. He needs to spread the
I
empire.
need guys who live.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
can't control it when you're dead.
Yeah.
Like it's makes it really hard.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I just
I'm
don't
out.
understand anyone who gets promoted.
Yeah, you
don't
don't
get
get
promoted.
You're
Everybody
the last
dies.
one left.
You
the
just walk
last
off and you're
one.
like,
You roll in as a fucking
I'm in charge
private
now.
and
Yeah.
fucking half your squad gets you. Like, well, you're fucking like it's fucking platoon.
yeah.
It's like it's like a baseball team that constantly
all right,
rebuilds
Sword.
every year. They keep like 2 guys and then just all new people, and hopefully they fucking work out. You know, then next year everyone's dead, and the same 2 people are like, well, we got to
It's all
start
right,
over
Sergeant
again.
O'Neill, you got second platoon.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how this fucking happened?
Let's all start with fresh recruits and go back at it.
Yeah. Like, really?
They've been
I
telling the
fucking-
same story.
It is the same story.
They just changed the name.
Dude, for a while though, Black Library, treads water at times.
Yeah, I feel like it's trending right now.
And I think like they do such a good job with the Horse Heresy, and that's why you got all.
Well,
the
they
novels.
just released a new Sisters book
Yeah.
last week.
yeah,
But all those
That
things,
hardcover one just
But unless
released.
it's about what's going on with the Primarchs, whether it's there's nothing else about the Lion still, like waiting for more shit with him, or you got whatever's going on with fucking Gilliman, all that stuff. But anything around that, it's just treading water unless those guys are involved.
Well, I mean, sort of, right? Like the orc story always does really well, but the orc story is essentially self-contained.
Yeah.
Like orcs go do orc shit. They show up, they fight somebody, then they go do more orc shit. You really don't care about the fight. Like
Yeah.
because every book tells us a little bit more about kind of how like orc culture works. That's why you're reading it, because you're just like, this is bananas.
yeah, this is
Like
insane. This
I'm
is
not reading
insane.
this because it's really
Yeah.
it's really pushing the narrative. It's just like their goatees are just squigs that bite their chin and just stay there. Like that's
insane.
Yeah,
That's an
it's
insane
like what
thing
the
to say.
fuck am I? Some of the other stuff's cool. Like when they do the other major characters. When Farsight got his book, like the Xenos factions and stuff.
Yeah,
when they start doing those stories, they're cool. But I agree with you when it comes to Imperial stories. If it doesn't have to do with essentially the Astra Militarum or the Adeptus Astartes, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
They just don't, man.
Nobody cares, and it doesn't add anything.
and that's
I
okay.
do. I do like naval battles, though. I like the ship-to-ship battles. I love that shit.
But you
but
can
that's
have the
still
ship to the
technically
Yeah,
Astra
I
Militaris.
guess
Yeah,
that's true.
you can
I
have
love
you can
those
have those
ship-to-ship battles.
stories
Like, I'm
as part of any novel, and
Yeah.
they're usually
Yeah.
and they usually are.
I
Pretty
love
good.
that shit. I don't know. I'm a sucker for it.
But sometimes like they tread water, and we're not pushing the thing. And I mean we think we know what's going to happen once the Horus Heresy ends, because that's like now you're not going to have, unless you're going to go back to some
What
of
do you
those
do with
stories.
Dan? Like,
Yeah, so those are over. What's the next big thing? Well, you could do, I mean, shit, you could go pre.
Just like,
I don't
yeah,
think it's
when
going to
they-
be.
or
I don't think we're going to get the
Warriors.
Thunder Warrior thing. I don't think we're going to get the Rise of the Emperor. I don't think we're going to get it because we know it. We know what happened.
We know,
Yeah.
but there's cool stories.
But
that,
there isn't. But the fact of the matter is that the Warhammer universe needs to pivot. It's been the same story for 40 years now. Like we need it needs
now so I
it
think this
needs a
sets it up.
new
Once
story.
we've told this Horus Heresy story, and we've told the
Yeah.
the death of the Emperor or whatever, then we are now free to move to make that pivot.
Well, but I think that's when we're going to see the whole, like what you were saying, like we don't know what's going on with the Lion. Like we got Son of the Forest, but
Yeah.
I mean,
that
'cause
essentially just set it up of like,
you
okay,
said,
we
they
know your
kinda-
intentions.
Which also thank you for the Forest, because we didn't get that book with Gilliman.
No, and that's what
No,
I was
he
going to
just
say.
kind of
That
appeared.
he
He's
did,
like-
so
yeah.
you made the point that we didn't get to see any of that. We got stories about that in like flashbacks, but we didn't get. We got the Lion like figuring out he's the
Literally,
Lion.
it's his point of view.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
Which is great. Fantastic.
And
Loved it.
so
Thank you.
we need this.
want
Like
more.
when one of those motherfuckers walks through the door, and like, oh my god, like where the fuck have you been? Now there's fucking two of us, because
Yeah.
you know Gilliman's gonna think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, maybe. And maybe the Lion doesn't, because the Lion's going to be like,
I think the Lion's going to do exactly what the Lion does, which is the Lion's going to worry about what the Lion worries
this
about.
new
which
Lion is
himself,
fucking a hell of a lot better than the old Lion, bro.
But he's still showing that he's worried about him. Because
Him
he
and his
wants,
legion,
he wants
yeah.
to go fix the angels. He
And
doesn't.
that's fine. They're his guys. That's all he has right now. I don't
but
think
he hasn't asked about the state of the Emperor. He's asked about.
Well, he did. In
he
his
is,
thing,
and
he
he's a
asked
little
about everything.
discouraged. I think he is. I think he's like, huh, one thing
yeah.
at a fucking time kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like this new Lion. So,
So
we're gonna
I
see.
like where the story's going. I do think I
Get
do
on
think
with
we
it,
missed
yeah.
out because they couldn't get that last Arcs of Omen book out. The fifth Arcs of Omen book, which was supposed to be the Lion,
Yeah.
and we were supposed to get more of that story. I think that is probably more of the Marshall side and less of the Son of the Forest was the Discovery side.
Yeah,
and back.
yeah.
I think the Arcs of Omen book was probably supposed to give us a little bit more of the Marshall side of
Mm-hmm.
him fucking around and finding these ships that are out there and how to be part of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Putting the Legion back together again.
Yeah.
Well, because
Which
in
is
the
a
Son
great
of the
story,
Forest, he
too,
finds
yeah.
out that his angels become pirates, and they would have been out in space and seen something,
Yeah.
and that's how he could find out about these arcs. And now he knows. At that point, he understands that there is the Black Legion threat again. That
Yeah.
the Chaos Marines are all now
Well, it
all
was
getting
so
together.
funny. I mean, the best line in the whole thing is like Ezekiel Abaddon. Like what-
Abaddon?
Yeah, like what?
yeah, like that upstart.
That
it-
fucking,
like,
that fucking guy?
He was a first captain. Like I get it. He's
Yeah.
the guy.
Like,
Yeah.
he was pretty good.
Well, he also calls him whiny, which I thought was pretty funny. But
Yeah.
and he's like, oh yeah, but no, he like wields essentially the power of a Primarch, and
he's like,
and it's like-
Ezekiel Abaddon. We're
Yeah.
talking about the same guy.
Apparently, I've been away a long time. Like
Yeah.
it's just funny. Like that they put.
But I think we were supposed to see that in the Arcs book,
Yeah.
and then we didn't get the Arcs book. Like
Yeah.
they kind of gave that email recap, but we didn't get
Yeah.
like the story. But if you look at it from a narrative standpoint, that was supposed to show us, hey, the Lion came back, and his initial concern is going to be, holy shit, there's a Black Crusade. Like there's this
Or
all
Black
these,
Legion, yeah.
all of these guys. Well, this is a full on crusade. Like
Oh, yeah. That's
all of them got together, like Abaddon, all of the fallen Primarchs. They send Angron out. Like everybody's partying together. This ain't
Yeah.
just the Black Legion. This is lottie dottie. Everybody, let's go boogie. He's gonna view that and go like, holy shit! Like the shattering of the Emperor or the Empire has made this Dark Empire, and now they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Vashtor that wants to become a Chaos God in his own right.
right.
Like all of this kind of stuff. Whereas Gilliman's looking at the Leviathan fleet going, we're going to get eaten.
We're all getting eaten.
We're just going to get eaten. So when they hook up and they go like, are you aware of what the fuck is coming out of the warp? And he's like, are you aware of what's surrounding the
knew
whole
you one
goddamn
better hold my
galaxy
beer.
right now?
Like,
Yeah.
And it's like, so wait a minute. We have, so from in the middle, we have just the Chaos Empire just pouring into the galaxy. And you're also
At will.
telling me
At
that
will,
there's
yeah.
just this super fleet of bugs that have surrounded us on both sides that is now pouring in from both sides. What are we supposed to do with this?
Yeah, just hang out.
Yeah, so
I know.
Get it
I
straight.
know. Battle will save
call
us.
the sister.
Yeah, call the sisters. That's it.
We have
all right,
these people.
I have these people
They
who
can fix it.
Yeah. All right. Have you heard of the ecclesiarchy?
Yeah, fucking.
Just stay with me now.
with
they
me.
got these chicks who run around naked with chain swords.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
always
know.
go well. In fact, usually goes badly. But
And then the lion's gonna be like, wait, I thought they couldn't have men at arms. Women at arms.
And they have no arms.
They have no arms.
generally speaking, that's how it ends. They have no arms.
They have
It
no
just
arms.
ends
Just
like
a
without
stump.
fucking arms.
Anyway.
So
it's
I
fucking-
no, I
But I
mean
got a
that's
thing. I had a
I mean that's.
I really do think that's we have the possibility to get a really cool narrative shift at the end of them telling the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
At the end of the Siege of Terra, and to get these last books out,
Yeah.
if they can just throw the A team at 40K's narrative.
How cool would it be for a fucking epilogue to fucking be now in the fucking in whatever we're considering the modern times, and something happens. They write something in the epilogue that now shakes in 5 pages, 10 pages, shakes everything up and sets it from there going into 24.
It'd be dope if all of a sudden if book 3's epilogue was literally, Abaddon goes back to the ship and whatever, and he opens the door closes, and then it's with him opening another door, and he goes like, "But now I return to bring my Primarch home," and you're like, "Whoa, shit!"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Or also it's like in the next books you don't see Loken at all. And then Loken opens up in the 40K.
Yeah.
Like when he goes through the thing and it's like, oh yeah.
when he
yeah,
enters
yeah.
the ship, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck,
Huh, this is weird.
yeah."
And
So-
Abaddon's just sitting there being like, holy shit, it's been 30,000 years, bro.
10,000 years,
Or 10,000 years? Yeah, 10,000 years.
30,000 to 40,000.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's been 10,000 years. And you just all of a sudden Loken
Yeah.
walks in being like, surprise, motherfucker.
Welcome to be outgunned now.
He doesn't stand a chance now.
No, he doesn't
No,
stand a chance.
now.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand a chance now. I don't think that's the other thing that. God, I wish we'd get more of. I wish they would stop writing stories about, all of the other Imperial office and shit like that. And I'm like, could you actually show how just unbelievably good at combat and how powerful and stuff some of these chaos
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are?
Yeah.
Like, we really need a really solid breakdown of just how terrifyingly powerful Abaddon is.
Yeah. Or even how like sneaky veteran the black, like some of these like legionnaires from that were in the Horus Heresy
They've
that are
been
now
fighting
it's
for
fighting
10,000 years.
just having like this like whole like crafty veteran like, oh, I know how to do this. It's
Never
fine, don't
mind
worry
just
about it.
fighting for 10,000 years. Fighting for 10,000 years while living in the warp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The amount of power or just
Yeah.
like battle skills you have.
Whereas
is-
right now we have Space Marines for the Imperium that are like 3 minutes old.
Yeah.
They're like,
Right.
"Hey, we made him yesterday.
Mhm.
Get out there, bud. We're proud of you."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
we
holy
got new
shit.
stuff.
Because now nobody's talking about that story anymore. Everything that was going on in the Arcs of Omen and all that kind of stuff were like
Yeah. Nobody.
just companies and regiments and shit for the Imperium were just getting just obliterated. It was just
Because they're just
Did-
not. They're just. There's no experience. There's nothing. There's no there.
the Primaris that were just getting annihilated.
Just
like nobody's
annihilated.
planets just disappearing and shit like that. And it was like, what the fuck? And they've just like stopped that narrative push to be like, yeah, but here's a new Sisters novel. And it's like,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no,
No.
no.
Get back to the.
Could you tell me what's happening with the giant chaos-driven space hulks that are looking for the super weapon that can destroy the Imperium?
Yeah, I want that
I prefer that over she died in front of a statue. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
on some backwater planet that had a monastery.
Yeah, I don't care.
I got it.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't.
Fuck it.
Like,
You know who cares?
Horse.
Lehman Russ cares.
Oh, that's who cares.
He would care because he would be right about whatever he cared about.
it's true.
He would.
It's true.
That's true.
Absolutely true.
Because Russ is right.
Because Russ is always right.
Russ
buddy.
is right. Well, there you
Russ is
have it,
right.
kids.
Yeah, that was us on our stump for a little bit.
Yeah, that's we didn't have a lot of we got some lore to you,
Yeah.
but it's also kind of a pitfalls to avoid.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a bunch of old men bitching about shit.
Yeah,
episode.
so pitfalls to avoid. But So, anyways, we highly encourage go out there, games, drinks, hijinks.
Yep.
We love it all around here. I might have one more, and
I think I might do that too.
I've got some cigars over there that I think
Maybe. I think
maybe
that's
need to
good.
be disposed of. So, anyways, y'all go out there and die in whatever way you feel is best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you next
Joey
week.
on your feet's better.
Yeah, hit him
Not
with
on
a
the shitter.
Jim.
Bye.